Last time we were playing Super Metroid.
Wait, but I thought there was a really narrow part of the path where they had to literally take their oxygen tanks off.
Yeah, they drained a lot of water from it though while they were waiting.
Oh, that's important. That's good.
Well, last time we played Super Metroid, I got way too what's the word?
Dead?
That too. I got overcome with hubris and thought I could rush one of the bosses in the game and just completely died. So
you got too dead. I was right. Quote 3.
Andrew was right. So we're gonna go try to get to that boss again. I think we can make it over there. I'm trying to remember where it was. I'm gonna turn the volume up a little bit because it's pretty quiet, but let me know if it gets too loud. It's hard to tell with DS games. I'm playing this on the
Thank you, Darkstar.
That should be okay without being overpoweringly loud.
Ooh, launching stuff to International Space Station. That's cool. Oh, they used a, how do you pronounce that word? Anesthetic?
Yeah, just they like knock him out.
Yeah.
They were talking about using ketamine to knock him out.
No, I would probably need that. If I had to go through a really narrow passageway, I would just flip.
It would also minimize the amount of oxygen they would have to use.
That makes sense.
Part of the theory, I think.
And you just kind of like pull them along.
This is where I jumped up. I like sequence broke to get up here. I thought I could go straight to Kraid from up here, but I don't remember where the thing is, so I'll try to find it real quick and then we might backtrack if we need to. I love Super Metroid, but I haven't played it enough times to have the map memorized. I actually rented this game as a kid and was really confused. I was like, I don't know what this game expects from me.
You fell.
So I didn't get very far in it. And then I beat it as an adult, so I've only beaten it once. But I enjoyed the Metroid series very much.
So one of my favorite horror movies is The Descent, because the first like half of it doesn't have any spooky monsters or anything. It's just cave terror. Ugh. That gets me more than the spooky monsters. Mm-hmm. Although I do like the like battle between the main chick and this one monster in a big pool of blood. It's like mud wrestling, but blood wrestling.
Blood wrestling?
Yes, blood wrestling. Sorry. I can talk.
Remember this room? You remember me dying here last... You were watching last time.
In this room? This room looks hard.
Something spitting juice at me. With needles on the other side of the room. I'm trying to just rush him here. That's about... So I was telling you last time is that this was a boss from the original Metroid for the NES. His name was Kraid, and he was about this size. See how he's kind of tiny?
Hey, kicked his ass.
Hey, we beat the boss. That was Kraid, everybody. Pretty cool reference to Metroid 1. Oh, there's a refill here. Thank God. Alright.
Oh my God, the main pump broke just after? Wow. Dude, I'm really glad that had a mostly happy ending. I, feel bad about the guy who...
The one seal who died.
Yeah, the one seal who died. He's a hero. But that could have gone a lot worse.
Oh, cool.
Moral of the story, don't go caving. Ever.
So,
Is that the wrong moral? That's what I get from it.
Caving sounds pretty horrific.
Caving sounds like the worst.
We, defeated the boss, right? You saw me kill Kraid.
Yep.
The little Kraid guy. And then immediately after that, you get into a little room that refills you on all your resources, and you're like,
Alright. So is there another boss?
That's worrisome.
Wow, stop falling on the spiky things. They kill you.
Come on. I'm gonna make sure I'm at absolute full before I go. Hey, don't take a group of kids. That would not be like, hey, way to go doing the thing you just did. As a reward, we're gonna go caving. I'd be like, okay. Cool.
Well, good on the coach for getting them to, like, you know, a small pocket of dryness above the water.
What? The other Kraid was a fake
boss.
Kraid. But he looks just like the other Kraid. It was a really cool Nintendo thing that they did. Is they built up this expectation that it was going to be a reference to the original. It's like, oh, it looks like the original Kraid, but with slightly better graphics. And you're like, oh, that's it. That's all it was. Just that little Kraid guy. And then this is the real one. The implication, I think, being that Kraid's always meant to have been thought of as being this large. Incredible.
Ah!
Shit. I think I can get missiles back by destroying those things. I think I can only damage him when his mouth's open, but I don't know if I can prompt his mouth to open. Maybe I can. Each individual shot, like I shoot him in the eye and that makes his eye open after that, I think. That might be right. Hey, that wasn't so bad.
Oh, he's dead? Okay, I was like, man, you're... Hey, all the missiles.
Woot! And we fought him early. Remember last time I did that morph bomb ball jump thing that took forever? No reason to do that as early as I did.
The Varia suit.
The Varia suit's pretty cool. In the Game Boy game, you see how she kind of has these, like, shoulder pads now that look like balls?
Mm-hmm.
In the Game Boy game, it didn't have any color, and that was where they invented the idea of the Varia suit. So they were like, okay, well, how do we indicate, given that we can't use color? Yeah, so they added the little shoulder pads, and that's been a feature of the suit ever since. Pretty neat. Alright, there's fake Kraid again. That's one of my... I love that they pulled that trick off. It's pretty awesome.
How many people do you think got it?
Likely a very small number, to be honest. Like, the number of people that played the original Metroid is pretty small. The number of people that beat the original Metroid is even smaller. Especially in the West. And Metroid was not a very user-friendly game. Not that very many NES games were, but... yeah. I think I rented the original Metroid once and was really confused. Like, what is this exactly? The original Metroid has a lot of wasted space, which is kind of interesting. It has a lot of wide open areas that has nothing in it. And it was only with Super Metroid that they started to get really precise. Okay, so I have to bomb jump to get out of here now, unfortunately. Since I came here too early. Use a Game Genie as well. Oh, God. I pressed the wrong button for jump. Wow, I was really struggling with that last session. Alright, let me go save, so I don't have to fight Kraid again. I was pretty bad about abusing the Game Genie when I was a kid. I used it for several games. So, I don't know if this is actually true. This is one of those things that I remember telling as a kid that might be a lie. But I told it so many times that I don't remember where I originally got it from. But I used to claim that I used a Game Genie with Super Mario Bros. 2 so many times that eventually the codes that I put into it were baked into the cartridge. That I didn't even need to use the Game Genie, and I would boot up the game and it would still have infinite lives or whatever. And I don't even think that's physically possible, but I'm not actually sure how a Game Genie goes about changing things. I think it's like intercepts things in memory as they go from the cartridge to the console for processing and changes certain values so they know what certain hex addresses are. That's why so many of them end in FFFF, because that's the infinite code in hexadecimal. Yeah, most NES games are really hard. Yeah, right?
Burp. No, kitties, I'm not feeding you.
I remember this suspicious room. I think there's a energy tank or a... Hey! Nice. Yep. It was totally that kind of thing, sir. That's why I'm not sure if I was just lying. Source amnesia. I think I repeated the whole story about how to play as Zelda in Ocarina of Time, because someone had told me that. The only, like, playground glitch that I actually confirmed worked was, the one in Ocarina of Time where you can pull up on the side of the cartridge. And I don't really know why this works, but if you do it with certain cartridges, like, it causes some of the models in the game to pop out of existence. So you can use it when an NPC is blocking your path, like to leave the Lost Woods at the beginning of the game. You can leave really early. Hey, I can come here without taking damage because of the Varia suit. One day I'll find the Triforce. I don't know why certain parts of the cartridge would matter for that. I need to have the run to do this? I'm not sure. Probably figure out what the run button is first. Okay. I always thought the control scheme in the original Super Metroid was kind of weird. So I think I need to have the super dash to get through this room. I don't know if there's some jank to get through without it. Oh, sure. I asked you last time what kind of game it was, but I think I missed your answer, sir. Can you remind me? Okay, I was gonna say, I don't think I'm locked out. That would be cruel. Right. That's one of the cool things about this game. So the Varia suit is the environment suit, and it lets you go into hot areas, which are in this part of the game. Beat them up. Okay. Right, sci-fi mixed with Greek myth. I remember that now. I didn't remember that it was potentially a multiplayer game, is why I was puzzled. Energy tanks.
What's an energy tank?
You see that little pink block?
That's your health bar?
Yeah. Each of those blocks is 99 health. I could have just popped down here. It would have taken me like, what?
2 minutes.
Maybe 2 minutes max to get this down here. I already don't have to do what I'm doing right now. This is good design right here. Because I can't get out of the room, right? I'm stuck. Oh shit. Then I get the high jump boots. And there's no Mega Man, the high jump boots let you jump high, in case you couldn't tell from the name of it. But just in case you didn't have that, there's no other choice but to try to jump out after you get them and understand what they do. I think most of the upgrades in this game, they never give you a pop-up saying press this button to do it. But they usually put you in a situation where you're kind of forced to understand what it is expected of you. Yeah, so I could have come 2 minutes downstairs to get the high jump boots, gone straight back up and fought Kraid, but instead I did that stupid morph ball jumping crap. Because I'm a madman. Missiles, yay. Meow 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 meow. I think they make sure you get the boots before you're allowed to leave that room too. That's a cool secret too, right? Because you're like, huh, what's with that open space down there, and why is there an enemy walking around down there? It's going to be your conveyance to try to check out if you can move down here or not. I can't do anything in here yet. That's a one-way shortcut. Hey, how to save regularly. It's an iconic shooting sound effect. Alright, I don't have that upgrade yet. I can't do that. I remember when you get that. It's like a speed run thing. Where you run really fast and can break through blocks like that. Whoever came up with the idea of having the... So the very first upgrade you get is the morph ball, and the next one you get is the ball bomb. So you'll get it really early in the game. And if you bomb something that you don't have the right upgrade yet to get through, it reveals what you need to get through it.
That's nice.
Which is really smart in retrospect, because it means it's not punishing you for trying things, you know? This is the area that I wouldn't be able to come into if I didn't have the Varia suit, because it's too hot. Hot, hot, hot!
Is that why the walls are lava?
Yes, that's correct. Oh shit, I waste that. How hot is it, Yugibo?
How hot is it? It's so hot, I poured McDonald's coffee on my lap to cool off.
Johnny Carson said it. Global Wawa?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
It isn't communists. Earth's handsomest politicians came up with a quick...
Not with scientists.
No, it was politicians.
It's politicians?
That's the end. Yeah, that's what's funny about
like,
it. The scientists don't bring up this illusion. They keep putting it off. So then, Earth's handsomest politicians came up with a quick, last-minute solution.
Now we just put a larger and larger ice cube in the ocean every once in a while, thus solving the problem once and for all. Wait, but once and for all!
The AC can't keep up. Yeah. 95. You'll... Interested to know what it is in Vegas. I'd have to ask Kevin. Oh shit.
Or Google it.
I guess I could Google it too.
That's less
Such a millennial, Andrea.
I know. Oh, you fell in the lava. You fell in the lava again. I'm sure that's not good.
Yeah, that's. I think those enemies are designed to knock you into the lava. I like the zone transitions here where you start seeing pixels of the new tile set before you transition, so it doesn't feel really sudden. 113?
Yeesh.
Jesus Christ.
This is why we have air conditioning.
Why are we going to Las Vegas in July?
Dude, because my family...
God, why don't we go in the winter? When it's like 90 out.
It's gonna be fine. We'll spend most of the time indoors.
Okay.
They have free valet parking at all the casinos in Las Vegas, so we'll have our car, so we can drive our car
Right.
to the casino.
I was thinking about bringing Rock Band stuff.
All right,
So
on.
we'd be able to fit it.
My dad might like singing.
Yeah. Jump from one AC place to the next, exactly.
Exactly. We're gonna go see the Cirque du Soleil show Cop. I took him to see Mystere last time we were in Vegas because that is my favorite Cirque du Soleil show.
Cirque du Soleil is pretty dope.
We'll say I've never seen
I'll tell you right now, if you've never seen a Cirque du Soleil show, you're missing out. The music is also super dope. It's like Uematsu prog rock shit. It's really,
I
really
picked
cool.
Ka because it's Asian-y and he likes Asian-y stuff. And my sister and her boyfriend are gonna go too, so we'll double date.
Can't open the...
Oh, also, so, funny story. I can tell this story. Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Should I not tell this?
That's fine. Go ahead.
All right, so we were supposed to go see Penn and Teller, which we've seen before. So we've seen it before.
It's true. Matt and Lisa haven't. And...
Right, and my parents haven't. But we're gonna instead go see Chris Angel. I was reading. There was a comment in Reddit where they were like, "He's really impressive that he's been able to like have such a successful career and come up with so many different tricks." But anyway, it's funny because Penn and Teller make fun of Chris Angel right in the beginning of their show.
He's kind of a douchebag, but I think that's part of his charm.
That part of his charm?
I bet we'll enjoy it more than I expect. I rolled my eyes when I found out that's what she got. I'm trying to think of something comparable. It'd be like... They're illusions.
I'm sorry, my bad. Job. Right, Job?
Yes.
Did I get it?
That's
yeah, nailed it. Ooh, fuck that thing.
That's kind of shitty.
Oh, you fell in the lava again.
Thank you.
No problem.
This is one of the only games I don't hold run in because of how janky the controls are.
I really like fall, but that's also when my birthday is. Spring is good too. I basically like every season that's not winter. I don't like winter.
Winter's the best.
No.
What's wrong with winter?
It's cold.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Benedict Timothy, come on, cats are just... today's the day.
Oh, that's true. Spring does have allergies. That's a good point. Of course, fall doesn't because everything's dying.
Yeah, winter's like extra fall. Everything is all the way dead. And it's cold. You can always add layers. You can only remove so many before you get arrested. And even beyond the getting arrested thing, like, you can only remove so many layers, and then it can still be hot. But there's no limit to the number of layers you can put on if you're cold, and it's like actively comfortable to be warm when it's cold out, you know?
Dude, tornadoes are cool when they happen somewhere else.
Is that a formal Andrea stance?
Yeah.
Shit.
What's wrong with... I mean, I understand what's wrong with tornadoes when you're, like, right next to them. Or they destroy your town. But other than that, tornadoes are really cool.
Other than their destructive force, their main feature... Yeah, I guess the darkness is an issue.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I depend really heavily on, like, sunlight to be able to wake up in the morning, so... Have you heard that, the darkness sound effect?
I believe in a thing called the...
Not that one, the Kingdom Hearts parody.
Oh yeah, driving in the winter can really suck.
I don't know why I'm allowed to go up here. Don't remember. Maybe it's just to show me that there's more stuff up there. That
Do you think the light will beat the darkness? No, I think the darkness will beat the light.
Jesus Christ. The Kingdom Hearts.
I think the darkness will beat the light.
I think this wall is built specifically to make what I'm trying to do difficult. Wait, how did I grab onto it in the first place?
Dude, I don't know. Magic?
Sweet. Didn't have to do that the hard way. Could have just walked up a step and walked through that door.
Oh man, Aki Fall. That's terrifying.
Feels shitty when it's cloudy all the time. Yeah. It's a nice thing about Los Alamos. Columbus was basically perpetual cloud and fog. Like, Seattle. London. Hey. Maybe the purpose of the little thing in the bottom right to tell me not to attempt this jump because there's spikes down there until I get the grappling hook. Be able to make it.
You mean the hook shot?
Yes. In this game, it's called the grappling. Grapple beam, I think, actually. Because it's sci-fi, Andrea. It's a sci-fi hook shot.
Just wasting missiles like they're nothing.
I know, right? Love food, love darkness. You picked a good place to live. Hey, Calic, how you doing?
Playing some Metroid. Drinking some beer.
I think I've done that jump before where I didn't realize that I could just jump straight up or that I could shoot it, that I had to use morph balls to get there. This is a particularly forgiving restock pipe. Whoever came up with this idea is a genius. It's much less invasive to your immersion than just having, like, restocking stations all over the place. What was the first game you bought for your Super Nintendo? Why'd you buy it so early? Did you already play the original Metroid? The Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh, I know
Michigan's
people who
pretty
live there.
cold.
Slash, speaking of the UP, we should see if Chad wants to hang out this weekend, because he's at Pat and Mary's watching their dogs while they're gone for vacation.
Okay. Running. Chad is a grad student colleague of Andrea's. Hey!
Yeah, he's at Michigan Tech.
Okay, so this is, again, clever, right? So
If anyone knows single people at Michigan Tech, let me, and by people I mean girls, let me know and I'll hook them up with Chad. He's a really good guy.
this is very clever because the hallway that I had to pass through to get to the speed booster required that I hold the run button to even get through it. So it's impossible for me to not know that I need to run on the way out and then immediately see what the effect is. Fucking genius.
Something. Wait, nope, I can do it. What's the word?
Conveyance.
Conveyance. Something. Conveyance something.
It's smart and it's worthy of praise, Andrea.
You're smart and worthy of praise.
Oh, thank you.
welcome.
That's kind of you.
Conveyance means show, don't tell.
That's what it means. I need one for design space now. I think I talk about design space more than I talk about conveyance. It's a more interesting topic, though.
You're a more interesting topic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Man, you just got really nice recently. Haha, game! Wasn't supposed to do that.
Why did they let you?
Because that's what's amazing about Super Metroid. I think it's a feature and not a bug. I think they gave you these, especially the wall jump, which I don't think you ever need to use the wall jump to beat the game. And the game doesn't explicitly tell you that it exists in the first place. Thanks, Spiky. She said build me up before she can break me down. Yeah, that sounds right.
What, Cirque said that?
Or no, I was first I read what Spiky said.
Oh, I see. They double
Read the
teamed
next
you.
one. Yeah.
Nice.
.93%, 8.5 hours first play. That's pretty good. Yeah, right. The secret
What was your
area.
percentage during your first playthrough of Breath of the Wild? 20? Mine was like 20.
What?
Breath of the Wild. When you completed the game, what was your percentage?
Oh, it was a very small number. I did all the shrines, but that percentage.
He was
I mean,
probably like 30.
It included Korok seeds. I forgot you beat that game. I was like, hey, you should play more Breath of the Wild. Like, oh,
No,
that's right.
okay, so let's talk about that because I didn't do any of the horse shit. Like the shit to do with the horses. Not,
You did not
just
interact
the shitty
with the-
part of the game.
Of which there are very few.
Yes, I did not interact with the horses. I didn't have a horse that was like my horse. I was like, you know what? Fuck you, horses. I'm just gonna run everywhere. I don't need you. I got my feet.
But your sister...
But no. Okay, so then you get to the very end, the second phase or third phase of the fight with Ganon, and it brings you your favorite horse. And I didn't have a favorite horse, so it just gave me some rando horse that didn't do what I told it to do. And anyway, I still beat it, but it was not easy because I did not have a horse that like obeyed my command.
You're pretty pissed, if I recall.
It was not doing what I wanted. It did like what I wanted it to do 50% of the time.
That's a pretty low percent.
Thankfully, that part of the fight was really easy.
Yeah, I think the completion percent thing for Breath of the Wild is a little silly. Like,
you're silly.
It would make more sense if they tracked like ridiculous completion separately from significant completion, like the shrines and side quests and stuff like that, I guess.
You just want to get 100% completion for doing all the shrines.
Well, no, because it's not actually 100%. The Korok seeds are perfect. We've talked about this a bajillion times. The reason that there are 900 of them is not so that you can find all of them like an insane person.
So that every time you do find, that you find one frequently.
You find one frequently such that you'll find enough of them to have unlocked all of the interesting things in a, typical playthrough of the game. Right. I like the idea of reducing the weighting from them, so you would get like...
Wait, so what's the rest of the game? If it's not the Korok seeds?
No, so what it does is it treats each Korok seed as the same as a shrine or a side quest or a tower. Like, and because there are 900...
But that's not what they're saying. Serp's saying that only 9% of the completion is Korok.
No, you say that's what it should be.
Oh.
So that they should weight the Korok seeds differently so that if you did none of the Korok seeds and everything else in the game, it would be like...
80%.
Yeah. 91% instead of 20%, which feels crazy when you beat the game and you look at the percent completion and you're like, oh man, I barely did any of it. It's like, oh, well, they're just talking about Korok seeds. I think that's a much better solution than either of the ones we were just talking about. There was a speed room not super far from here, but I don't remember exactly where it was. Maybe it was up this way. Is this right? Yeah.
Stop falling in the lava. It's not good for you.
Unhealthy. I forget, are you ever able to take no damage from lava in this game, or does it ever get very low? I think it does. Oh, cool conveyance! We're already thinking to check out that area up top. Now's your chance. Make it kind of hard to get there from below.
Good job.
Thanks.
That's totally what you were trying to do.
You do eventually take 0 damage from lava. Okay. I might just be able to get there from up top. I don't need to do this shenanigan and die eventually because of it. I know I can freeze these things eventually. I can't kill them with missiles, right? They're only freezable, maybe? Oh, wait, no. Alright, well, I should just do that then. How long is your trip to Vietnam, Andrea?
Oh, I am going from August 10th through August 22nd. And that includes about a 4-day, personal days. We're gonna pop over to Cambodia and see Angkor Wat.
Stop listening so I can...
But yeah, but the conference is from the 12th through the 18th. And then they nicely organize these tours afterwards.
This, the other song where I did it really fast, like I had the intuition for it. I do not have it for this screen at all. Oh, where's this go?
Ooh, ice beam.
That's really important because Metroids are weak against ice. They're cold, technically.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's an expensive trip, but thankfully I have travel money, and I haven't really spent it in the last year since I took all that time off. So, yeah, may as well blow it all on a trip to Vietnam. Apparently it's gonna be hot as balls. My supervisor, she went to it once. And she said she went and, like, she was in her hotel room, and then all of a sudden at, like 6 in the morning, she heard all these people outside, and she was like, what's going on? And all these people were at the beach, but at 6 in the morning because that's when it wasn't hot as balls. Another reason why Dylan's not coming with me.
Sounds pretty horrific. I like how the ice beam feels kind of hidden. The way I did it was really stupid. If I had just gone up the rest of the screen, I wouldn't have had to do that. I should probably just check. I get so excited when I see an upgrade that I immediately want to do it the stupid way.
Yeah, 2 summers ago, we went to Australia, and that was quite nice, right?
For work.
Yeah, I went for work, and I brought him along with me for some personal days.
We mostly played.
Oh, I know, the humidity in Vietnam. Yeah, it's gonna be awful.
Oh, that's the only way out of there. Okay.
But worth it.
Gotcha. Well, now I have the ice beam, which I don't recall what that unlocks to access. But I have a bunch of parts of the map that I can go scope. I'm gonna go hit the save point real fast.
Yeah, I've already bought, like, shorts and a really cute dress. Anyway, I bought outfits for Vietnam. What are the local delicacies? Because if it's like cockroaches, I've already... Wait, no, I have not eaten a cockroach. I've eaten a cricket.
Crickets.
My bad.
Crickets are pretty good.
Yeah, it depends. If it's a bug, probably not. I don't really like bugs. But, you know, if it's like some cool spicy thing, I'll try that.
Hey.
You know?
Nice.
Yeah.
You're getting better with
spiders.
Spicy things.
No. No spiders.
You could eat snake. Snake's supposed to taste really good.
Yeah. I would probably eat snake.
Yeah.
I've eaten alligator, which is kind of like snake.
Alligator is potentially very good.
Yeah, alligator was pretty good. What else did I have? I think I had alligator and kangaroo, and this was in Australia.
I told you about this last time, but later in the game you get the power bomb, and you can use it to blow up this tunnel. And there's nothing that hints at that. I guess there's...
Or, instead of blowing up the tunnel, you can use a companion chair.
Well, a lot of my solutions are companion chair solutions, Andrea. They end up being very silly and pointless later on. Oh, I never came up here. Huh, what's up here? What is up here? There's a super missile door. Probably because this thing is its pain in the ass to fight. Oh, I didn't have the high jump either. Come on. Oh, hey, what's this?
Ooh, treasure?
Spazer!
Ooh, what's a spazer?
It is this.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know, right? Pretty great. The Spazer doesn't phase through things, right? You can't use it to shoot switches from the other side of it. Is it just extra damage?
I poked Ben right in the butt. It scared the shit out of him.
The light back that he knocked back?
Yeah.
Thanks. He's just a hungry kitty. More damage and wider beams. Okay, so it's a totally optional upgrade. I forgot about this Spazer. I do have the charge beam, yeah. Oh, is the charge beam optional too? That would suck if you run out of missiles. A lot of those bosses are only weak against charge or missiles. Really? It's impressive. What is and isn't optional in this game. Alright, so now that I have the ice beam, check this shit out. What? What? Are you still impressed?
I'm very impressed.
Pretty
You're lucky
cool.
you have high jump.
Shh. Say nothing.
Just go.
Just don't speak.
Just go.
You two are good friends? The minimum percent to finish the game is 11%. Yeah, right? How much of sequence breaking in Super Metroid is because of, like, actual bona fide glitches? Like, there's not a lot of crazy... I guess I don't watch any percent very often. Is there a lot of nutty out of bounds type stuff?
You missed.
Thanks.
He's gonna unfreeze.
Gravity shoot's optional, but good luck. Yeah. Oh, why do you need 4 energy tanks? Final boss? Yeah. That's really cool. So, like, Super Metroid is probably the most famous speedrun in the history of speedruns.
Why so?
Well, it was one of the first games to really track your time when you beat it, and it's a really interesting speedrun because the game blind is a solid 8-hour game or so, and the speedrun's like 30 minutes, which there's a lot of features that you want to think about when deciding whether a game is fun to speedrun. Like, does it have tricky mechanics and tricky movements? Does it require careful routing? Is the ending run extremely long? Like, it's actually kind of a problem. If your speed run is
50 hours.
50 hours, that's a problem, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of checks all those boxes, which is really cool. But what I was going to say is that given that it's such a famous run, like for a really long time, it would always close out GDQ. Like the very last thing at GDQ would be Super Metroid, and there's a part at the end of the game. I don't know if I've told you this, but you have an area where you can, while you're running out, you can try to save these animals or kill them by not saving them. And the joke is, do you want to save the animals?
Right,
which
saving the
takes
animal
time,
takes more time.
or do you
told me
save the
about
frames?
this.
Yeah. So that is the final vote. People donate money, and they've donated like hundreds of thousands of dollars to save the animals or kill the animals. But anyway, my point in bringing up how popular the run is to say, isn't it crazy that you think about all the games that have speedruns that have really significant game-breaking progression glitches where you like do something crazy to get out of the map, where the speedrun ends up not really being interesting because it's just all stupid glitches where you skip almost all the game. But the oh shit, I don't actually remember how this works, how to get out of it. Super Metroid run is still, you're pretty much just playing the game. Like, you're playing the game very well and very precisely, and you're doing it in a different order than was probably intended. But there's no... Oh, powerbomb, nice. Oh, there's a Super Metroid randomizer? That's cool. It's gotta be harder to do than the Link to the Past one. Whoa! With a fake wall behind it, that was pretty neat. And to especially consider that this game came out in 1994, so it was before developers were really realizing the extent to which their games could be abused. Like, there are games that have come out fairly recently that have completely busted out-of-bounds glitches that make the speedrun sort of boring and require the running community to make different categories, or they'll have like a category that says you're not allowed to use the boring glitch that lets you skip 90% of the game. That's what the Ocarina of Time speedrun is. The any percent run uses a glitch that just skips you straight to Ganon. So the run's like 10 minutes or something. So it's kind of dumb. Like,
right. How does it just glitch you to Ganon?
So I don't watch Ocarina. I'm sure someone in chat. Does anyone in chat follow Ocarina of Time speedruns? They can explain how that run works. Like, what's the glitch? Don't play this. Yeah. Randomizer sounds really cool for this game. Oops. Yeah, Ocarina of Time any %. How does that work? Like, what are the inputs you have to do, and why does it work? Let's see. Does the randomizer try to make a solvable game though? Oh, I think I know what's going on here. So each of these little flowers has one of those enemies in it.
Uh-huh.
Except this one. Because there's a secret!
Hey, you got a power bomb!
Their sillier runs depend entirely on manipulating game memory. Perform a very specific set of actions and thereby trigger the credits scene, beating the game. Yeah, that's funny. That was what they were showing off in that one GDQ where they showed the, they programmed Snake inside of Super Mario World.
Uh-huh.
Or something like that. I see. Use each bottle from a wrong warp. Get item and manipulation, and it's incredibly complex. It consists of 2 parts. One where you delay the picking up of an item. Another where you trick the game into giving you what you want. To do it, the runner performs an out-of-bounds clip so that Link can enter water and grab some vines at the same time. Howdy, howdy. How's it going? We're gonna have a lot of places to go in the next Super Metroid session.
Nice.
Got all these upgrades. This went much better than the first session where I died and lost like 20 minutes of progress to Kraid because of hubris. Oh hey, we're back in the starting zone. I love this game. It's fucking brilliant. Actually, Super Metroid has a very similar feeling to me to, in like the world exploration and construction to Dark Souls. Where it feels like it loops back on itself. It has a lot of shortcuts, a lot of different ways to approach the game. I don't think I can make this until I get the grappling hook. Or something that lets me move more fluidly through water. Getting near a specific chest in the Deku tree luckily writes the correct value in memory to give Link a bottle, and they can collect that to perform the wrong warp, which makes the run about 17 minutes. So they're doing a trick to write a value into memory, I guess. And it's just luck that it happens to work in that particular area. Is Meridia impossible without it? Hey, this is back where my ship is. That's cool. This theme has always reminded me of ActRaiser. Don't think this is worth it, but...
Seriously, you suck at this.
Shh. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna have to take my headphones off again. Kitties threw me off. It's pretty precise in Super Metroid. It was actually pretty forgiving in Mario Samus or Metroid Samus Returns. I think it gets progressively more precise the higher the jump is, too. Is that right? Like, you have fewer frames to miss. I'm gonna watch the clock. I'll do this for 1 more minute. If I don't make it, I'll give up. Yeah, I can't do it with music. Unless if it's... I think there's one zone where the BPM of the song is perfect, where if you hit it in beat, you'll always get it. But otherwise, if I hear music playing, it completely throws me off, so I have to take my headphones off. This is my last attempt here. Okay. Oh well. I'm secretly dying inside. This is what I get for streaming.
Okay, you got halfway there.
If I wasn't streaming it, I would, and feeling the shame of eyes looking at me, I would try that for hours and hours and hours. Because it's weirdly fun to me. Place a bomb as Samus is ascending right when she's above the previous bomb. Oh, there's like a visual trick? I always thought it was just like getting the BPM down, right? I will try it once based on Goomba's comment. Oh, does that work right now? The speed booster shine spark thing? I didn't know it was possible. Place a bomb as Samus is ascending when she's right above the previous bomb. Oh. Okay, I see what you're saying, but I'd have to practice it. I don't want to spend 8 minutes practicing it. I'll try here. Hey, if you're new to the channel, I'm Marstead. I'm trying to beat every awesome game ever made. I believe there's so many awesome games out there that it's impossible for any one person to play all of them. But that means that we will never run out. If you'd like to see a list of all the games we've played so far, you can go to games.marstead.com. And you can see how you can vote for the next awesome game at vote.marstead.com. But if you're just hanging out, lurking, that's totally cool. Welcome. It's good to have you. You can't do the Shine Spark jump to go diagonally up, right? It's always just a straight up thing. Or, oh, you can? Okay. Try it. Oh, the shoulder button makes you jump diagonally. No kidding. I did not know that. How does it work? So you use the shoulder button as if you were aiming, and then it will take you up there? I don't think I've ever done that before. I didn't even know it was possible. Yeah, there we go. Well, that didn't do it, actually. Oh, it's because it ran out, isn't it? Okay.
Hey, it's your ship.
So once I trigger that, how does it work? I'm just holding diagonal after I hit the jump button?
Look, it's Ben again! Yay, Ben!
I just got stuck.
Meow, 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 Ben,
Hold an angle
Ben,
up.
meow. Meow, 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 Ben, Ben, meow. Ben's a kitty. He hates me.
Oh, I'm trying to do the Shine Spark jump while I'm in the air. Is that what's happening? Oh, does it consume health? I've never noticed that before. Shit, I've never tried to do it multiple times in a row. Alright, I'll give it a shot one more time, then we'll move on. Hi, Ben. He's so hungry. Will it stop your jump if you run out of health during it? I imagine that is never relevant. You'll usually reach your destination before you run out. So you're saying while I'm on the ground, I need to be holding diagonal upright as I jump. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing it. Like I'm pressing the input right. I'd have to practice it. I don't want to spend 5 minutes on it. Let's see what else we can find. That's cool though. You need to be running while you jump? So you can't come to a standstill basically and then try to proc it? Charge the jump, spin jump, angle up and jump. Oh. Alright, I'll try that one more time. That's different from the input that I was putting in. One more. Now, is it a true, like, it'll shoot in the exact diagonal, or is it just kind of slightly leaned in the direction you push? It looks like it slightly leans. Oh, it is supposed to shoot diagonally? Alright, well, I give up for now then. Could you feed the kitties, please, since it's over at stream time? I thought maybe that would get you to stop hiccuping. It was a frustrating request. something that's usually my job. Change. We'll never know the meaning of food, right? It's my job. That's why I do this streaming thing, right? I feed the cats. I do the kitty litter. That's how this.
They can wait another, what, 3 minutes?
Am I able to access the wrecked ship with my current upgrades? I don't know if I went to the right back there. Yeah, 3 minutes. Oh wait, no. I need to have the grappling hook to go there. I can speed booster into it. But you're not supposed to do that, right? You're expected to have the grappling hook? Okay. Where is the grapple? I can go to Brinstar by 2 paths. Because that's the one I just came from. Oh, Crockmire? I forget where that guy is. What zone is he in, at least? Can I get to him with my current upgrades, or do I need anything else? Crockmire is a really cool sprite. Thought I'd check, you never know. Around where I got the ice beam? Oh, shit. And this was before they had warps. Oh, shit. Next intended progression, I see. So a little shortcut I just got back to the surface was just for funsies. I guess so I can get to the wrecked ship more easily later in the game. Well, I'll explore this area for now. Yeah, right. There's a way to get through that hallway early, right? Sweet. What's this? Oh, reserve tank. Remind me, how does a reserve tank work? Like, it fills up when my health is full? It lets you have more than what appears to be the max number on the screen there? That's a cool secret.
Yeah.
It's a cool secret, dude. Alright, I'm gonna head over to the save point. They fill up when you are full and carry 100 energy. Huh. So why does that matter? How is that functionally different from just having an extra energy tank? Oh, okay. Seems like that works about the same. I'm trying to figure out when it functions differently. I guess if you heal partway through a fight, I guess it maybe lets you know, oh shit, you were about to die. Maybe take it seriously now, buddy. It's a psychological upgrade.
Nice.
But it still depletes, right? Like, if it were an actual energy tank instead of a reserve energy tank, it would work functionally the same way. Cool. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll give you a heads up of what's coming up.